True tube. Maybe it'd notify somebody I'm live over on Facebook. Maybe. Hello, hello. It's finally notifying people. Well, you know. Yeah, I'm over here on my personal page because my damn public figure page is getting censored really bad. So I'm giving it a break, kind of letting the censoring wear off, you might say, because they go in channels with algorithms. I done figured that shit out. No Jesus. Um, I was going to talk about this shit a day or so ago, but well, I've been busy dealing with a bunch of other bullshit that I shouldn't have to even be dealing with at all. But anyway, that ain't the way the world works. I always have to deal with the bullshit. Anyway, guys, this is some crazy ass shit that's going on down there in Texas with this little boy. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy ass shit, guys. No matter how you look at it, it's just crazy. It is. You know, here you got a little boy, James Younger. His mama's wanting to chemically castrate him, and she's a doctor. You know, I mean, and basically, from what I see, and I watched a video of the little boy being interviewed. Basically, the mama wanted a little girl, but she ain't got a little girl. So basically, what she's wanting to do is convert that little boy into the little girl that she wanted. Now, I've heard shit happening many times, guys, you know, that a mama wanted a little girl and she didn't have nothing but boys, and she treated one little boy like a little girl. I've heard of this shit happening, but now they can take it steps further, okay? Now they can take this shit many steps farther, guys. Now they've got what you call chemical castration. Now you've got it in the courts where you can go and, hey, I'm going to chemically castrate my son here, turn him into the little girl I always wanted. I didn't have a little girl, but now I can have one by using the courts and chemicals. That's exactly what the hell's going on here, guys. Exactly what the hell's going on. You know, I've seen women before treat little boys like little girls. Because they always wanted a little girl and all they had was boys. I've seen this shit. I've seen them half-ass dress little boys up like girls and shit. But they didn't totally change their gender. Okay? And a lot of them growed up just fine. But now, like I said, you can take shit steps further with chemical castration, sex changing, and all this other transgenderism bullshit that's in the fad now with these brain dead people. Okay? I don't give a shit how many PhDs you got. I don't give a shit what college you went to. When you start trying to say a little 7 or 8 year old boy wants to be a little girl, your PhD just become worthless. Well, ain't no shit, Judy. That's the truth if I've ever heard it. That is. Yeah, the judge gave equal rights to his dad because, You had Governor Greg Abbott and Ted Cruz. A lot of people was pissed off and started intervening over this shit. I mean, really. I gotta turn this goddamn phone off. It's already driving me nutty. Damn. Every time somebody comments, I swear somebody dings. At least once. No, that's not equal rights. You know, think about if you was the father of this child and you were doling out major child support to this woman to fuck your child up. Not only was she just screwing your child up, you're paying her to screw your child up. Yeah. What it is, guys, is this woman's a doctor and she's wanting to be trendy. And she's all out to promote herself at her child's expense. She's had these psychologists and counselors and stuff say, oh, James is a girl. James is a girl. But I'm going to tell you, I watched a video of that little boy, and he wasn't acting like a little girl. He was acting more like a little boy, just in the interview. And at 7 years old, these kids don't know, they don't have a clue of jack shit of sexuality. Guys, let me tell you something. I was poor as a kid. Damn poor. You know, I didn't have all the G.I. Joes and shit. I didn't. Didn't have all the G.I. Joe helicopters and airplanes and shit like that. But you know what? My sister had a Barbie Winnebago and had some Barbies. And you know what? I'd stuff them damn Barbies in that Barbie Winnebago with those G.I. Joes, and I would crash that son of a bitch into a tree or throw it off a bank or whatever. Oh, well, right there, he's playing with a Barbie Winnebago, and he's got some Barbies in it. He must be a little girl. No, that's all I had to freaking play with. You know, hand me down toys. All right. And that's what a lot of these people are going off of. Mommy goes buys toys for she wants the little boy to play with. It's always got to play with. It's all he's got to do. So what he can't do boy shit if the mama's not providing boy shit for him to do. Think about this, guys. Yeah, I played with Barbies when I was 5, 6 years old. You damn right. They'd crash just as good as anything into a damn pine tree. I could make parachutes and throw them bitches up in the air. Make parachutes out of bread sacks. I've done it. I had it there to play with. Might have had 1 or 2 G.I. Joes and the rest was Barbies. And they were the sacrificial lambs, okay? Sorry. This is the way it worked. And I had some shit my sister had, like Barbie Winnebagos and shit like that. And hey, man, that big bass Winnebago was a heavy son of a bitch. Even at that age, I could ride it. We played with what we had. And that's the same way of a 7-year-old. He's going to play with whatever his mama provides. You know? This shit's crazy. Your G.I. Joes love Barbies? Yeah. Yeah, I had some Transformers at one time, too. Well, it's psychological abuse. I see what you say there, Jody. It's psychological abuse, guys. It totally is. That's what we got going on in society right now. People don't give 2 shits for their kids. Some of them don't. If they got a way to promote themselves, let me tell you something right now. This woman has a PhD. She's a doctor. She's all professional. Usually professionals don't give too much shits about their kids, but If they can exploit them, hey, it's even better. It's even better to them. And that's what I see this woman doing, is she is using her child as a sacrificial lamb to try to boost her career. She don't care if she screws the kid up or not. You don't give a shit. So, like I said, guys, it's pathetic that people would do this to their children. It's heartbreaking people would do this to their children, but they will do it to further their career, to further their name. But guys, people will go out. This one stupid ass couple went and got a 50 caliber Desert Eagle. This girl loaded up this 50 cal Desert Eagle and had her boyfriend to hold a phone book, and she shot it and killed the son of a bitch just for some YouTube views. Let me tell you, the society we live right now, people's all about attention. I want attention. I want attention. I want attention. Name recognition. Attention. Attention. And they will do absolutely stupid shit to get it. They will for their 30 minutes of damn social media fame. And it's pathetic. It really is. That they'll come out and make a complete damn fool out of themselves for a little bit of social media fame or a little bit of recognition in the media, guys. I see it all the time. Matter of fact, I think that's what most of these leftists do. Is they come out here and they push these crazy ass agendas and stuff because they're just basically wanting attention. That's the reason the LBGTQPXYZ comes out in the streets with their ding dongs hanging out, all lewd and filthy and cretins. It's because they want attention. And they know the crazier, more extreme, and lewd they get, the more the cameras is going to be on them from the news stations. Does that not make sense? What was a 50 caliber Desert Eagle? It was a handgun round, an AE. It wasn't a BMG. But anyway, but still, yet it's a very powerful round, Mark. Probably not as powerful as a 44 Magnum, but it's got more surface area. Like I said, guys, the left is very extreme. They want this attention. They're wanting to promote and push their agenda. And hey, they'll exploit a little kid to do that. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They don't care. You know what I'd like to do, which I ain't got the assets to do that, but y'all can think about this. I wonder if the mother, how much the mother offers or stands to make, how she stands to further her career. Maybe book deals, maybe a new job by transgendering her child at 7 years old. I guarantee you, if you look deep and hard enough, there is a cash motive behind this because she's trying to be groundbreaking. Think about the book deals. Think about the movie deals. Think about all this shit, guys. Especially if she can get enough attention in the courts and get it on national television. Think about it. Well, Nick, I wouldn't doubt it, dude. I wouldn't doubt it. Yes, Judy, that's correct. They're using the little boy as a damn experiment. Okay, you're correct. That's exactly what they're doing. You know, guys, for every movement, every trend, that's set. There's always got to be a maverick that comes out more extreme than the other. We've seen that now over so many years. We have that these mavericks, okay, like this doctor woman wanting to screw her kid up. She's been a maverick for the cause. And she's got all these psychologically messed up damn people promoting her and patting her on the back. Yeah, you go, you go, you go. She's not thinking about the best thing for her child or how she's damaging her child. All she's thinking about is all these people patting her on the back, say, you go for it, girl. Let's make history. Did y'all not watch the video? I know Alex Jones has played the shit out of it, matter of fact. But did y'all watch the video that Alex Jones has been playing about this city council woman telling this white guy to shut up? That he's white to shut up. Did y'all see that video? Y'all really need to go watch that video. That's what we're dealing with. A bunch of damn insane people. And this is probably a mirror image reflection of what's happening to this child. If you'll go watch that city council woman in that city council meeting, telling that these white men need to shut up, that they've been white all their life, they don't know nothing about oppression, and they're trying to make history. We're trying to make history. Yeah, yeah, you're trying to make history, all right. Trying to fuck shit up. You're wanting to make history so bad that you force it on people and you fuck shit up. Yeah. You can't minimize comments on video, the Galaxy X10. So, like I said, guys, there's a video out there of this city councilwoman, and I mean, she's just losing her shit on these city council members and tells them to shut up because they're white. You're a white man. Shut up. That's what she says. Don't want to hear it. Shut up. You're white. Guys, that's going on all over the country in universities, shit like that. There's this pure insane bullshit going on. It's just like when you out there at Pittsburgh, there were at least two black people out there I seen, two blacks, and probably 98 whites. And those whites was the ones holding black power and Black Lives Matters and all this other shit. And there were two blacks there. The rest of them was white. That's exactly what's going on everywhere, guys. It's white guilt. It's just pure ass craziness. Yeah. Guys, blacks are not oppressed. They're not. Nope. You've got black communities. Well, there ain't nothing but black people in those black communities. How? Why are they oppressing each other? Because where the hell's the white people oppressing them? No, they're not oppressed. They can do whatever they want to with their community. You've got black politicians, black police chiefs, black this, black that. How the hell is blacks being oppressed when you got black leadership in most of these places? They're not being oppressed. They got blacks calling the shots. Think about it. What it is, these whites is running around just stupid as hell. They're being taught in these colleges by these Marxist professors and stuff. They're getting involved in these organizations, and they're just trying to create controversy. And that's the reason you don't see that many blacks hanging out with them. They're like, I ain't doing that shit. Man, I got other shit to do. You stupid white motherfuckers can go hang out a Black Lives Power sign or Black Lives Matter sign all you want to. I got shit to do. That's the reason you don't see that many of them out there. It's because they're worried about going and living life and whatever. They ain't worried about coming out protesting over a bunch of shit. But they, these little white some bitches wants to go out there and hang a Black Lives Matter sign out, Black Power and all this other stuff, look like a damn fool. Okay, be my guest. Y'all can go look like a damn fool. That's what's going on. Yeah, I know there's a big fire out there in California, 10,000 acres. I've seen that there, Pat. I'm sure that's just going to be more propaganda to do more power outages before it's over with. So, like I said, guys, well, okay, Pierce McStabby over here on YouTube, he's got a good point. Real racism is when you tell somebody that they're already qualified when they have low information. For example, you can't just call America a bitch and say you're in charge. Well, that's pretty much. Real racism is when you prop people up that hasn't got the merit to be propped up. And we see that in a lot of cases. I've seen it personally myself. Yeah, I have. You know, honestly. But getting back to what I was talking about, that's what the left's trying to do. They're trying to basically break down society. They're not happy with nothing. They're not happy with nothing. Okay? They're not. Don't matter what you give them, they're going to want more and more and more and more because they're progressives. They're going to keep. I mean, I know a lot of conservatives out here. I'll just let them do this. I'll just let. No, I'm not going. I ain't for letting them do shit anymore. You gave them that inch. Now they've took 20 miles. That's exactly what's happened. Yeah, that's exactly what's happened, guys. You gave them that inch, and they took 20 miles. You got to stand your ground on your belief. You can't just sit back and say, well, I ain't worried about it. Just let them do whatever, because you know what? They're going to do whatever, all right. They're going to infringe their shit over on you. Yeah, they're going to shove their ideology and force you to accept it and then start tearing down your value, everything that you love to push their damn agenda. And that's what they've been doing since day fucking one. And people's been sitting back going, well, I don't want to say anything, or I don't want to. Don't bother them to say something, now does it? No, it don't. Don't bother them. I'm gonna say something here because I've seen it. You got the blacks out there. Now, that blacks was oppressed for a long time, and I'm not saying they're not. I, I'm not saying they haven't been oppressed in a long time. They've been oppressed within the last 50 years. Yes, they had the civil rights movement. Shit got ironed out pretty well. Yeah, you had some racism and discrimination and people just being prejudiced, but you're always going to have that. You ain't going to take that away. People's always going to have their own opinions about people, whether they like them or they don't. That's their damn right. You're not going to force shit on them. Okay? You're just not. You're a damn fool to think you can and be successful at it. Okay? It's just like, look at the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan was 1 million strong in this country at one time, and a lot of our politicians were Ku Klux Klan members, right? Back, yep, true. Well, that's all changed. Now you might have possibly 5,000 nationwide of Ku Klux Klan members, from 1 million to 5,000. Okay, the Ku Klux Klan ain't coming out there really doing shit. They're not. Mm-mm. They're not burning crosses in black people's yards, and they're not lynching people and no shit like that. The only thing is left is some of the ideology of the Ku Klux Klan. That's all that's left. Basically, the belief system. They're not out doing shit. But you know what? People really looks down on them. They really do. Society looks down on the Ku Klux Klan. They look down on white nationalists and other white supremacists. So who is really being oppressed here, guys? I don't think anybody should be oppressed. Okay, blacks or whites. If you really want to go by the Constitution, no group should be oppressed. No people with any particular belief should be oppressed, as long as they're not doing shit illegal. That's the way the Constitution was set up, was it not? That Brad Ivy, he could believe whatever Brad Ivy wants to believe. And Brad Ivy can exercise his belief as long as it's not harming anybody. But public opinion is going to beat Brad Ivy into the ground because of his belief. Yeah. Comes back to mob rule again, doesn't it? Court of public opinion. So there you go. No matter how much you try to do away with racism and discrimination, you're always going to have it. Always going to have it. You always have, and you always will. It's how public perceives something, how far something goes, and how the public sees it is how laws gets passed. Who gets justice in the justice system and who don't? That's why it's so important for people to stand up for their beliefs. And the Christian conservatives out here stand up and voice their beliefs loudly, because if you don't, you're going to be done away with. Oh, yeah. You're going to get swept right over in the damn corner. And anytime you try to defend anything you believe in, you're going to get beat down by the court of public opinion. Just like right now, guys. You want to look at the hypocrisy out here we have. Okay. If you say you don't like black people, or you don't like Asians, or you don't like Mexicans, court of public opinion will beat you down. and call you a racist and shove you into a damn corner and kick the shit out of you. Okay. What's the difference in between you saying you don't like, say, black people and you getting kicked over in a corner by these people here that's kicking you in the corner because you say you don't like black people? Isn't that the same discrimination? Think about it, guys. All right. I want you to sit here and go into deep thought about this. Here you got all society ganging up on people because they say they don't like this ethnicity group or that ethnicity group. Ganging up on them. What's the difference in between you not liking somebody because they're black and these other people not liking you because you don't like these people that are because they're black? There's no difference. You're both being discriminative. Both of you are. You don't like somebody's view on something because then you don't like them. What's the difference in between not liking somebody because the color of their skin and not liking somebody because of their views? When the outcome is the same, you're kicking them over in the damn corner. Starting to make sense now, don't it? Everybody's going to have their opinion. The left is going to have their opinion of the right, and the right's going to have their opinion of the left. The Ku Klux Klan is going to have their opinion of minorities, and the minorities are going to have their opinion of the Ku Klux Klan. Who's right and who's wrong in this? Well, it all depends on who you ask. That's what freedom is, guys. Freedom is you can believe whatever the hell you want to, but people shouldn't be kicking you over in a corner and kicking the shit out of you because you believe. But that's what we got going on here. We got discrimination plumb across the board. And the weak ones, the less numbers in this, will be the loser. Always has been, always will be. Always has and always will be. It's called the minority of the population. Because when you got people speaking out against shit, even though they may be the minority, like you talk about the left's 15% of crazy assholes out here, even though they're the minority, they're assuming the role of the majority because they are speaking out and they're pushing the agenda. Now, they may be the minority in numbers, still yet they're growing. Why? Is because they don't want to be the minority anymore. And once they become close, equal numbers, by the ones sitting down not saying nothing, then they become the most dominant. Then they're going to kick these others in the corner and they're going to make their life miserable. Y'all understand how this works? No matter how you look at it, the court of public opinion, whoever's making the most noise gets what they want. Just like out here right now, guys, 30 years ago, you come out here and you start screaming this transgenderism. 30 years ago, if they'd have tried to have parades in the streets with their ding dongs hanging out and having little kids riding on them in a library dressed up like women when they were men, that shit would never worked. There would have been some bad shit happen out of that. Some bad shit. Why? Because people would not accept that. Society would not accept it. Period. There was nothing worse in the world than a damn child molester. But look now, they're trying to normalize child molestation. You've got men dressed up as women bouncing little kids around on them in libraries. You got people out here walking around with their ding dongs hanging out in the damn street. You got people out here just as openly claiming they're Satanists and wanting to put up satanic monuments and shit in places. Why has that happened? Is because that minority has been growing and growing and gaining ground against the majority while the majority sat there with their thumb in their ass. And they're trying to sway the numbers. And once they get those numbers where they can completely take over, they will. And you're getting kicked over in the corner. You're getting persecuted. You're getting discriminated against. So if you don't want your ass kicked over in the corner and discriminated against, you better start speaking up. Because they're growing. They're being more and more vocal every day and pushing the envelope. Just like with this doctor, little 7-year-old boy down in Texas. Is a prime example of that. Prime example. Guys, these people will only do to you what you allow them to do. Remember that. They can only go as far as you allow them to go with this shit. All you got to do to stop this shit is start speaking out about it. That's right, Betty Nelson. Betty Nelson said men taking over women's sports over here on YouTube. Correct. A transgender man or woman, whatever. It's a man, but it's acting like it's a woman. It's breaking all the records in women's bicycling. Well, it's a damn man. It's a woman. What kind of weird shit is this? I'm sorry, I don't give a shit what you claim you are. If you're a man, you're not a woman. So why the hell are they allowing this shit in women's sports? What sense does this make? It doesn't, does it? But they're allowing it to happen. I'm going to tell you out there, guys, there's very few women that can bench press as much as I can. Very few women on earth that can bench press as much as I can. I'm just a normal guy. Normal guy. 230-pound man. There's many 230-pound men in this world. But there's only very few women in the world that can bench press as much as me. And if you take a guy like me and you put that guy in a woman's sport and throw a fucking wig on him, he's going to fucking smoke all the women's asses. It's a no-brainer. So why do it? Why let it happen? Aren't you being discriminative if you let a man come into a woman's sport and dominate? Knowing it's a man, knowing it has every advantage on these women because it's not the same as them. Aren't you discriminating against the women? I believe you are. But why is it happening? Court of public opinion, because people are not voicing their opinions loudly enough on this, that they're allowing it to happen. So there you go. Yes, that's right, Elizabeth Harris. They will take over women's sports, and they are taking over women's sports. And why are they doing it? It's because people are not bitching about it. Why in the hell are they having these parades in these cities with men with their junk hanging out and women with old floppy boobs and shit and kids just running around and everybody acting like a damn Fruit Loop? Because people are not speaking out about it. Why is this shit like down there in Texas going on with this little 7-year-old boy? That kind of stuff right there. It's because people ain't shutting it down. It got shut down, yes, by Governor Greg Abbott, basically. But why did it ever get to that point? Because people allowed it to get to that point, guys. Remember, all this shit will stop when you find your voice. Everybody talks about the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment ain't shit without the First Amendment. Because if you can't come out and you can't assimilate, then that gun don't mean shit. If you can't come out and you can't publicly speak on social media or in the public square, that gun don't mean nothing. The most powerful thing you have is your voice. The Second Amendment reassures your voice. Okay, guys? Your voice is the most powerful thing you have. Your voice is more powerful than a damn rocket launcher when you figure out how to apply it. You can get more done with that voice than you ever could a gun. That's the reason the First Amendment is the First Amendment. Is because it's the most important one. Everything else comes after it. Leaders of every country, they come out. They say what they're going to do to their people. They're using their voice. And then all the force comes in afterwards. But that voice was the most powerful thing. You have two countries having talks. They're using their voice to try to keep from using those arms and those voices that they have amongst their people and their constituents makes the decision whether those arms are ever used or not. Your voice is your most powerful weapon. When you learn how to start applying that, you will start seeing shit turn around. And I'm going to tell you right now, your voice, and you add your voice with thousands of other people's voice, is more powerful than 1,000 rifles. That you can change things, guys, and at the end of the day, you get to go home to your wife and kids. But once you pick that rifle up, your chances of going home to your wife and kids is not near as good. Remember how powerful that voice is. I think a lot of people have lost sight of that. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the rest of these people, Donald Trump, did they assume power by using a rifle? No, they did not. They used the most powerful thing they had, and that was their voice. So instead of going out and buying a damn gun, why don't you go out and buy a bullhorn? It'll get more done for you than that gun ever will. I don't think anybody can disprove that because that's what's got everything done in this country is those bullhorns. Those guns hadn't accomplished shit yet. With that, I'm going to hop off here, guys. Y'all have a good day. God bless. Say a prayer for that little kid down there in Texas is 7 years old. And we'll catch y'all later.